guys, previously we had an episode regarding the latest managers who are available from the 12th of May. I've done a manager review live on the stream and I uploaded it to YouTube as well. Those top managers were basically Pep Guardiola, Diego Simeone and the new Jurgen Klopp. And in this episode I'm going to talk about Jurgen Klopp and how you play with him. And then at the end of it we're going to have some highlights of the matches, as you can see in the background. Try to make this video short and sweet and useful as always. There are certain things that I want to talk about it, and then I will show you the squad builder, why to choose certain players for each position, why to use 4 center backs or why to use 3 center backs, etc, etc. Now, a couple of months ago, I think it was 4 months ago, I did make a video talking about using 4 center backs. You know, normally any formation with 4 defenders, you will have 2 fullbacks and 2 center backs. There are one thing that I mentioned: if your manager has containment area wide, it's better off to use 4 center backs or 3 center backs and a fullback. I personally prefer using 3 center backs and a fullback so I can overlap. However, there is one thing that you should not use 4 center backs. If your manager is attacking area wide, you need your fullbacks. When your manager has attacking area wide, your fullback plays a massive part of attacking wide. So that's a disadvantage. If your manager containment area wide and attacking area is wide, that's no ideal for a formation 4 at the back. Normally attacking area wide and containment area wide, it's only good with any form of 3-5-2 with 3 defenders on the back. So when it comes to Jurgen Klopp, I will talk about certain things quickly, and then we're gonna jump ahead for a squad builder based on player cards, player positioning, why to use which player for each position. Obviously we all have different players, we all have different way of defending, we all have different visions, because first of all you have to be smart to know how your opponent plays and then try to counter that. But the main thing is not to get lost in tactical formation a lot. The key for success is that you stick to one manager and a team of 18 players at least for 3 seasons. I mean, don't look at me, guys. I give away a lot of losses because when I stream I'm not focused. You know, I've been testing over 60 managers. The plan for next year is going to be different. I will have 2 accounts where in one of them I will test things and the other one I will stream, because a lot of people judging me by my win ratio doesn't know what I actually do when I stream. Alrighty guys, so we're going to go ahead and do a squad builder for Jurgen Klopp. Now, as you can see, Jurgen Klopp surprisingly has possession game. We all know Jurgen Klopp plays a counter. The problem is, again, I've been repeating myself regarding that, Konami updated manager names and nationality, but the tactic stays exactly the same for some reason. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I've been testing out Jurgen Klopp on the live stream a lot. You can actually catch up on my live stream highlights. You can see how I played with him. Normally, I'm not a fan of 4-2-3-1, but the reason why I'm not a fan of 4-2-3-1, because a little bit defensive. This is like a classic formation, same as 4-2-2. It could be a little bit defensive, and it could be a little bit predictable if your positioning is actually maintained formation, because you play with one striker. He's going to be isolated, easily to mark, and it's going to be tough to actually break an opponent with one striker. However, because defensive style and pressuring is aggressive, and frontline pressure with the high defensive line, numbers in attack and numbers in defense is medium, and attacking area is center, you can actually do some damage even though you have LMF and RMF. The key is, in fact, before we go to that, if you hit R2, if you hit R1, the defensive tactic actually support range drops and the compactness goes higher. So that's another option that you will have. Now, when it comes to Jurgen Klopp, we're actually going to go into the squad builder, but I want to talk about, guys, the key element of choosing the players that you want. Your LMF and RMF has to be players who does not track back, has to be players who always stays up with high dribbling, high skills, high stamina, crossing, passing. They has to be perfect. Your attacking midfielder has to be almost like a striker, like I use Messi, if you know what I mean. Your 2 DMFs, you have to think about it. If you want to be super defensive, use an anchorman and a destroyer. Normally I prefer an anchorman if I am playing with a single DMF. But because we have a high defensive line and frontline pressure and aggressive, I tried an anchorman and a destroyer, and it worked fine. You can try 2 destroyers. If you are losing, things not going well, you can simply take out the anchorman and use a box to box, or even a whole player. Play with 1 DMF or change the other DMF into a build-up. You can actually you can try destroyer and build-up, but a destroyer or an anchorman is a must. If you prefer having one solid DMF, the other DMF you want him to actually be able to join attacks, then use a build-up. When it comes to the 4 center backs, I tried 4 center backs. Remember, I made a video a couple of months ago. I said if you're struggling to defend with aggressive manager, use 4 center backs. A lot of people agree with that as well. So in that case, I am using 4 center backs. The only thing you have to make sure, guys, is that your 4 center backs should be able to play a fullback, because when I use 4 center backs, the 2 center backs on the flanks, I use Ramos and Boateng, and both of them can play LB and RB. Well, Ramos can play RB but no LB. He can play LB but his stats drops. So the key is, guys, the reason why for that is that when I use a center back on a fullback position, that's a little bit more defensive. But if things not going well, if I want to be more offensive, I simply change Ramos from a CB to RB, and I change Boateng from a CB to LB. Right, now it's going to take a moment. I'm going to do the squad builder for you because this video has already been long enough. Alrighty, so here's the squad builder is ready. As I explained, I have an anchorman, Matic, and I have a destroyer. Luis Gustavo is an absolute beast. He can play a center back, he can play a fullback. It's just the most flexible player ever. It's actually, I love De Rossi, but Gustavo has been performing very well. I'm actually preferring him than De Rossi. Now, any manager with frontline pressure and aggressive, you need an offensive goalkeeper because your defensive line is going to be high. You're going to be pressuring high, so you need an offensive goalkeeper who can play as a sweeper. Now, there's a reason why I use Ramos and Boateng on the flank, because we're going to go to the game plan. I normally start with 4 center backs, but Ramos and Boateng can play a fullback as well. If you check out Manolas, the status drops. I don't want that. Team spirit drops as well. Basically, if I am losing, I change my 2 center backs into fullbacks, and I will explain how. Now, as you can see, my wingers have high stamina, you know, crossing, finishing, everything basically. And your striker has to be someone very, very fit. It's like almost a perfect striker. I mean, right here I have Ibrahimovic. You know, I have many other strikers that I can use. You know, on the bench I always have a center back, and I always have a right back. I love Abate, he's level 50, and I have a build-up in my bench. If things go bad, if I want to be more offensive, I can simply put Verratti on as a build-up, will support the attack a little bit more, or I can simply change one CMF into a DMF. Again, if I want to be even more offensive, normally stamina drops for Messi. What I do, I simply put Messi out, and I put Hazard there because he's a whole player. He will join attacks, and Di Maria is a dummy runner as a AMF. That card will be active. So these are changes. You know, you should know about it anyway. Make changes accordingly. Always have a super sub on your bench. My Morata is level 50. Now, next things, what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna jump ahead into the game plan, and I'll show you how to do my setup. As I said, if you want to see how I play with him, there will be more episodes of gameplay soon. How I play with Klopp, basically. So what we do, guys, we simply change Ramos and Boateng into center backs. If you want to change player position, you simply hit square, and then it will give you the option. This is how I start. This is how I customize my formation. What I do, I put Bale and Di Maria all the way up, all the way to the sides, because for some reason, even though the support range for Klopp, it's not really that narrow. I mean, support range is like 7, but my players are very close to me, and sometimes I find it hard to kind of stay on the ball and open up my team basically and find gaps. So this is how I play normally. What I do, I simply put my anchorman a little bit here and Gustavo a little bit up. Out of the guys along both spammer, I simply just drop it all the way down beside each other and man mark a striker. And the basic way of counter, guys, I mean, when it comes to gameplay, I will upload more episodes playing with Jurgen Klopp, and I will talk about gameplay, how I play with Klopp as well. So that's pretty much about it, guys. If I'm losing, I simply change my center backs into fullback, but you will be very open to counters. I mean, we all know if you want to counter, you get countered as well. And that's pretty much about it, guys. Hope you guys find the video useful. Make sure to join my live stream every Tuesday 3 p.m, Friday 10 p.m, and Saturday 9 p.m. We always do these things live. You know, every time when we basically do a start a stream, the plan for the stream is basically we're gonna start with a squad builder manager review, and then we do a ball opening, and then we play online competitions, etc, etc. So it's pretty much fun. One last thing, guys, before I actually end it, If you want to use an assistant coach, don't make it too complicated. Only use an assistant coach for your third one. Normally, because Jurgen Klopp is very, very offensive, I was actually planning to start with Diego Simeone, and if Diego Simeone fails, then I can use then I can make Jurgen Klopp my third manager. That way I can be more offensive if I'm losing, basically. And as you can see, Jurgen Klopp, his team spirit is 99 even as a third manager. So what I want, I mean, my plan is basically to change Jurgen Klopp to Diego Simeone and start with Simeone. If things go bad, then I can switch to Jurgen Klopp. So Jurgen Klopp is a good combination with Diego Simeone. Pep Guardiola and Diego Simeone will be a good combination as well. I have many other managers that I really, really like. I have Fabiano, his fake name is Bethencourt. I have Zinedine Zidane, his fake name is Balasa. Donadoni is Donadoni. Angel Fuck is I can't remember his name. But basically, if you see these managers, these are the top managers that you should not miss out. Obviously, this manager has got a fake name on your list. Just take the note of the team he plays, SC International, and then we have Panathinaikos manager Starmassioni, and Donadoni obviously has got an official photo. Zinedine Zidane, Real Madrid manager. He's probably gonna on your list. It's gonna be Balasa with a fake name. Bethencourt is a manager for a Portuguese league, basically. And of course, Diego Simeone and our trial. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. We will have more gameplay and ball opening soon. The PES battle still continues. We upload a variety of PES only episodes. Once we hit 15k subscribers, guys, I'm gonna do a setup video, and I'm gonna do a video how to become a PES YouTuber, and I will show you how I make my thumbnail, how I make my videos, etc, etc. So far, I appreciate your support, guys. Without you, there will be no PESEP. There's a link in the description. Make sure to take a moment for vote for me. Ciao, guys.